Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to lecture number 13 for the course of electronics. My name is Engineer Jafar Ali and I am your instructor for this course. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the power amplifier. We started power amplifier after covering the configurations, different configurations like common collector, common base, and common emitter, transistor amplifiers using the transistors. So keeping that perspective in mind, we will now heading towards the power amplifiers. We have also covered class A power amplifier in the last class. You know that the this efficiency of this class A power amplifier was turned out to be theoretically up to 25%, and practically this was theoretical percent efficiency, and the practical efficiency was turned out to be from 0 to 10%. And we also did a numerical in which we actually calculated the efficiency of this amplifier, power amplifier of class A. It was turned out to be about 4%. So this was not very good efficiency of this power amplifier of class A. So now let's head towards another class that is known as class B and class AB push-pull amplifiers. So let's talk about these types of amplifiers, that what are they giving us, what kind of efficiencies they are providing us. So you know that when amplifier is biased at a cutoff so that it operates in a linear region for 180 degree out of the input cycle, and it cutoffs at the 180 cutoff of the same phase. So this is known as a class B amplifier, when the output and input cycles are cut off at the same phase. So this is basically class B amplifier. Now class AB amplifier are biased to conduct slightly more than 180. So class AB is basically a small bit delayed version, or you can say class AB is having a different phases. Actually a slight phase change is there in class AB amplifiers. The primary advantage of class class B or class AB amplifier over class A amplifier is that earlier that the either one is more efficient than class A if you are using class B or class AB. So these both are basically having a more efficiency as compared to class A amplifier. So you can get more output power for a given amount of input power. This AB is a slight upper version of class A, and this B is very much efficient as compared to this class A. Because of this the phase, you can see the input and output phase exactly the same, because they have the same cutoff phase. So a disadvantage of class B or class AB is that it is much difficult to implement the circuit in order to get the linear reproduction of the input waveform. So class A was not providing us efficient output, but it was there something that is very much easy to implement. In this kind of class AB or class B specifically, this is basically providing us a good efficiency, but in terms of a great cost, and the cost is of difficulty to implement. So you have to understand all of the scenarios if you want to implement it properly. You have to understand the basics and the functionality and operations of this class AB or class B, so that you can create or you can reproduce the same input waveform from an input signal. The term push-pull refers to a common type of class B or class AB amplifier circuit in which two transistors are used on alternating half cycles to reproduce the same input. So instead of using the same single transistor, in this kind of push-pull refers to a term basically in which you have two transistors on alternate that should be working on alternate half cycles. So for one half cycle, one transistor will be working to reproduce the input signal, and for the next half or the later half, the next transistor will be there to reproduce the same input waveform at the output. let's discuss about the operation of class B amplifier. So the class B operation is can be stated in the next figure, that is figure 6. This is your figure 6. This is class B amplifier, and where the output waveform is shown relative to input waveform in time stream. So this is your, you can see that this is your input and this is your huge output. You can see that this is the most amplified version. So you have now amplified your class using this class B. Now this same thing appears over here. The Q point is at the cutoff. The class B amplifier is biased at the cutoff point so that IQ is equal to 0 and VCEQ is equal to VCE cutoff. So these are the only difference between the class A and class B is depending upon the Q point, and this Q point in class B, in the class A it was in the middle of the cutoff at the saturation, but in class B actually this is on the cutoff region where ICQ becomes 0 and VCEQ becomes VCE cutoff. So it is brought out of cutoff and operates in the linear region when the input signals drive the transistors into the conduction. Let's see the more practical. You can see that this is the because you have operated this thing is the cutoff region. So the later on version will be cut off. You can see chipped off or clipped off, and you will be only receiving this positive cycles for this one transistor. And if you cascade the same thing with another transistor, you can get this as well. So this half will be basically conducted and amplified by this transistor, and this second half will be taken to the second transistor and it will be amplified over there as well. So now this is known as class B push-pull operation. As you can see in the figure, it only conducts for the positive half cycle that we already established. To amplify the entire cycle, it is necessary to add a second class B amplifier that operates on the negative half cycle. So the combination of these two class B amplifiers working together is now called push-pull operation. So there are two common approaches for using a push-pull amplifier to reproduce the entire waveform that we also discussed. The first approach is using a transformer coupling, and the second is basically uses two complementary symmetry transistors. These are a matching a pair or NPN of PNP BJTs. Now the first one is transformer coupling. Let's start with the transformer coupling. It is isolated in the next figure, and the input transformer has a center taped secondary that is connected to the ground, producing the phase inversion of the one cycle with respect to the other. Let's discuss this. So you can see that this is a proper transfer coupled push-pull amplifier in which the first cycle will be transmitted from this path and the second will be transmitted using this path. So you will be receiving both of these, and this will be your output, and it will also be coupled over here. So you will be receiving half of the cycle from here and half the cycle from here, and then you can receive your complete signal. You can see that this will be your complete signal. So this is basically a transformer coupled push-pull amplifier. The second one is basically known as complementary symmetry, and this is most applicable, or you can say mostly used method because of its less cost and easy maintenance. Let's see in the diagram. You can see that you can use two transistors simultaneously. So when one will be conducting, the second will be off, and the second time the second will be conducting, the first will be off. And you can see that these both are symmetrical. Symmetrical means they have a same mirror image. If you take this mirror and you paste over here, you get this thing, and if you take this, the combinations actually, you can see that there is provided the VCC is on the collector side, whereas here the ground is provided on the same collector side. So if you basically take the or flip this thing, this transistor, you will get this. This is why it is known as symmetrical. Excuse me. So you will be getting half of cycle from the upper side, similarly half of cycle from the lower side as well. So when this will be conducting, you will be getting this wave and it will be off. and the vice versa operation will also be occurring in the second pass. This is for during the positive half cycle, and this is during the negative half cycle when this will be turned off and this will be then conducting. So it is mostly used because of its easy maintenance and low price. You can see that you do not have to involve many of devices. In the case of transformer coupling, you will be needed two amplifiers, two this transistors, and two transformers actually. So this increases cost. So using this kind of circuitry, you can also achieve the same phenomena of having a complete waveform instead of half of the cycle. So class B and class C, let's talk about the power and the calculations and the efficiencies regarding this. So the maximum output power, the first thing. So the ideal maximum peak output power or peak output current for the push pull amplifiers, approximately you know that it is basically IC saturation, and the maximum peak voltage is VCEQ because of the Q point. ICQ was basically IC saturation and VCEQ was basically VCE. Ideally, the maximum output voltage power is therefore P output is equal to I output RMS with multiplied with V out RMS. So the I out RMS is equal to, you know, the formula. This is also discussed and established in the previous lecture of class A amplifier. I have discussed with a brief derivation of how this 1 divided by square root 2 turns out to be 0.0707. You have to multiply the peak value with this factor to get the RMS value. So you get this value. Similarly, if you multiply this peak value of RMS with 0.707, you get this value. Now if you multiply both of these things, you will be getting the same phenomena. 0.5 into I saturation with multiplied with the VCEQ, this thing. Now we have to substitute this VC divided by 2 for VCEQ. So if you put the value of this, you know that this was half of the this VCEQ. VCQ is basically the half of the VCC. So the maximum output power turns out to be 0.25 multiplied by IC into VCC. So the output power turns out to be this thing. Now let's talk about the input power. So the input DC power is nothing but a product of this ICC into the VCC. So since each transistor draws current for half cycle, the current is basically half wave signal with the average value of, you know that if you want to take the average value, you have to divide with the overall period, that is pi. So I saturation divided by pi, and if you put the value of this ICC, that is IC saturation divided by pi over here, you will get the PDC as IC saturation multiplied by this VCC divided by pi. So this is your power, input DC power. Now let's calculate the efficiency. So in order to do that, you know that the advantage of push pull class B amplifier and class AB amplifier over class A is that it has much higher efficiency. So let's calculate that efficiency, and this advantage usually overrides the difficulty of biasing. So because of its higher efficiency, mostly people ignores the difficulty of biasing this class AB push pull amplifier to eliminate the crossover distortion. So we have to recall that efficiency formula, that was basically P out divided by PDC, output power divided by input DC power. So input DC power is this, output DC power, output power was this. So if you divide these things, P out divided by this P in DC, you will be getting 0.25 multiplied with pi. So you can see that you have multiplying with pi, it gives you 0.79 or 79% of efficiency. So just because of doing taking the examples or taking the help of two transistors instead of only one, you are now achieving 79% of output instead of 25% of output that was there in the class A amplifier. So you are now gaining 79% of output. So So you see that how much efficiency is improved just by using class B or class AB with the push-pull operation, that the output of the first transistor will be the input of the second transistor, or this you can also combine it in the parallel as well. So when this thing will be off, this will be on, and when this will be in conduction mode, this will be off, or vice versa. So the efficiency is now been improved to 79%. Let's do a quick example to cover our this lecture. So we have to find the maximum AC output power and the DC input power of this given amplifier. So the first thing in order to do that is we have to calculate the V out peak. What is the maximum output? And you know that this is equal to VCQ, because this is push-pull amplifier. You can see that this is push-pull amplifier. This is your, these are two amplifiers, transistors that are basically symmetrical to each other, and these are basically resistors and other supporting devices. Let's see the value. So you know that VCQ is basically half of the VCC. So if you do the half of VCC was 20. So if you do the half of VCC, it turns out to be 10 volts. So the output peak is basically 10. So if you want to find out the peak current at this point, so you have to divide this load resistance at the peak voltage. So peak voltage was 10 volt. This VCQ was equal to the peak voltage. It is equal to 10 volt. And if you divide this 10 ohm with the 8 ohm of load, you can see that this load is of 8 ohm. So this was 10 volt, and if you divide this 10 volt with this 8 ohm, you will get the current of 1.25 ampere. So this is your IC saturation current. Now you just have to find the power, actually the input power and the output power. So the output power, you can see that output power is equal to 0.25 multiplied with the IC saturation multiplied with the VCC. This is the same formula that we discussed. You can see that this is P out, and if you multiply these whole things, 0.25 with 1.25 and 20, this VCC is 0.20, you will be getting 6.25 watt of output power. And to calculate the input power, you have to basically divide the ICC and the VCC with a pi. So IC saturation is 1.25 and VCC is 20 volt. If you divide this thing with the pi, you get 7.96 watt. So you have got the output power as well as the input DC power. Now this next thing that you can learn about this is the input resistance. So the complementary push-pull configuration used in class B or class AB amplifier is basically you know that in fact two emitters followers. Instead of one emitter follower, this is basically two emitter followers. So the input resistance for the emitter follower, where R1 and R2 are the bias resistor, you can calculate the input resistance with the same methodology. The formula will be approximately the same. That is beta multiplied by RE plus RL parallel with R1 and parallel with R2. So this is the same formula that you have also done, but this is in the concept of this class B or class AB push-pull amplifier. So this was all the lecture regarding the class B and class AB. So you can see that let's go with a brief overview of today's lecture. So in today's lecture we discussed that how you can increase the efficiency of your amplifier by just using another transistor within it. So this will be known as push-pull amplifier, or you can say class B or class AB push-pull amplifier. And in this type of push-pull amplifier or class B amplifier or class AB amplifier, what do? You, instead of going in the center of the Q point, you basically take the Q point and take it to the cutoff region. And if you take it to the cutoff region, you can see that the second thing will be the second cycle. One of the cycle will be blocked, but the another cycle will be increased very much. So if you use two transistors, or you can say two transformers with a, this will be known as transformer coupling, and in which you will be needing two transformers, one for the input and one for the output, and two transistors actually, one for the first cycle and one for the second cycle, and these two transistors will be symmetrical of each other. It means that if you flip the first one, you will get the second one, and if you flip the second one, you will get the first one. So these will be working on the same principle. Half of the cycle will be amplified by using this transistor, and the remaining half will be amplified using this transistor. And the second one, that is known as complementary symmetrical transistors, this is basically the one in which instead of going for the transformers, you basically combine these two transistors in such a formation so that half of the wave is, when this is conducting, this transistor is off, and when this transistor is conducting, negative half cycle is conducted, but this transistor is off at the positive half cycle is blocked. So overall you get a good efficiency of about 79% theoretically, and practically it is from ranges from 50 to 65%. The practical efficiencies of this is basically from 50 to 65%. So this is almost more than 10 times as compared to the class A amplifier. So this is the reason, and by paying a small cost and not that much difficulty, you are now achieving more than 50 or 70% of efficiency. So I hope that this is quite enough for today's lecture. I'll see you in the class. I hope that you bring some good questions along with you, and if you are not able to attend the class because of any reason, you can reach me on my email as well, or you have my WhatsApp. You can take the consultancy from me on my WhatsApp as well. Thank you very much. Must watch this video before coming to the class and make notes as well. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.